What's up, my boos? It's your girl Tasha back with another video, y'all. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe if you are new. Welcome in. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm glad to have each and every one of you. Today, I'm going to be talking about my PCOS journey, how I was diagnosed, when I was diagnosed, how I finally conceived my little miracle baby, and all that good stuff. I wrote down some talking points so your girl won't be all over the place. I'm still probably gonna be a little over the place, but I'm gonna try to keep it together. But yeah, like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into it. I know a lot of you guys are here from Brock and Tasha, and I've mentioned my PCOS, my polycystic ovarian syndrome, before. And from mentioning that, I realized that so many women suffer from infertility. So I know when I was going through my infertility journey, what kept me going was the success stories. I would love watching women who succeeded at getting pregnant, which I wanted to be pregnant so bad. So I would constantly watch women, and just kept me motivated. Otherwise, I would be sad all the freaking time. So this is my PCOS success story on how I conceived my little baby, and from the beginning to the end. So yeah, let's get into it, y'all. I think I want to start at the very, very beginning, which would be my first menstrual cycle. So my first period it was actually the summer. It was the 4th of July. Just so happened to be the 4th of July, 5th grade going into 6th grade. So I got my period, my very first period, very early. I was probably one of the first girls at my school, probably the first girl at my school to get her period. I got my period really, really early. And after that first period, I didn't get another period again until I was like 16. And from then it was constantly irregular. So at around 23, I went to the doctor, and that's when they diagnosed me. So I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome at 23 years old, and it was probably the most traumatic experience ever. It is the reason that I don't like having male doctors. So I was diagnosed. The male doctor told me that I would never be able to conceive. That's what he told me. He was not sympathetic at all. I was so devastated. I was this 23-year-old young woman, and I just felt like his delivery should have been a little more gentle. Like, handle me with care. You're telling me that my female organs are not working how they're supposed to work. Like, that's devastating. And so that just scarred me for life. I don't like having male doctors. He completely messed me up. So I was diagnosed at 23 with polycystic ovarian syndrome. I went home. I'll never forget. I went home and I cried all night. My little sister, actually, she slept with me that night because I was devastated. I cried the entire night, y'all. It was devastating. So from 23, after the polycystic ovarian syndrome, I was also diagnosed with hypothyroidism, which was an overactive thyroid. I had polycystic ovarian syndrome along with hypothyroidism. So that was at 23, and I just never conceived. I never got pregnant. I wasn't actively trying, but I just never conceived. So I met my husband. I was ready for a baby, and I was kind of nervous to tell him my diagnosis, because who wants to tell their man that they love, that they want to have children with, that, hey, I might not be able to give you that. Like, I might not be able to produce a child with you. Like, that's sad. I did not want to, I was scared to tell him that, but he was completely understanding. So from that, we dated for about 3 years before we were like, okay, let's actively try to have a child. So we decided we were going to clean up our eating habits, because a lot of us know that polycystic ovarian syndrome has a lot to do with how you eat, what you're putting into your body. Found a specialist. We went on our little juicing diet because my husband was like, we're juicing, green juices. So we did a smoothie blend, and I would do spinach, broccoli, apples, bananas, chia seeds, ground flax seeds, honey, and coconut water. And I drank that every single day for breakfast for like a month. And I ended up losing like 10 to 15 pounds within that time. So after we did that, we went to a specialist and he told us that we told him that we wanted to try a natural route first. Like before we got on any medications or did anything like that, we wanted to try the natural route. I was so tired. Like I was taking metformin, which if you have PCOS, you know what that is. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below how the metformin makes you feel if you have PCOS. It used to tear my stomach up. I hated taking metformin for my PCOS. I hated it. My stomach would hurt so bad. I would go to the bathroom so much. It was miserable. And then along with taking the metformin for the PCOS, I was taking levothyroxine for my hypothyroidism. So I was already super young, taking pills every single day. So I wanted to try the natural route. And then we were like, if the natural route didn't work, then we would go on we would try, pills or something of that sort. So he was like, okay, you guys need to try. He was like, track your ovulation. So I got a basal body thermometer, which I got the digital kind that connected to my phone. I'll link it down below, but you take your temperature and it connects. It's an app that goes in your phone and it has a calendar and it keeps track of your temperatures for you. So I had that, and along with that, I had ovulation sticks that I would use to kind of just compare. Like if the thermometer was saying I was ovulating, I would check on the ovulation stick to see if it was right. And then along with that, I was using pre-seed, which is kind of like it's like a lubricant. I could not, your girl don't have to use lube. It's like a lubricant. So what it does is it's something in it. You put it in like 15 minutes before you have intercourse. And it's supposed to trap the sperm and help the sperm swim up. So we would use pre-seed. It's called pre-seed. I'll link that down below too. And yeah, he was like, have intercourse every other day. He was like, a lot of couples make the mistakes of doing it every day. And he was like, you want the sperm to be good, strong sperm. So he was like, don't do it every day, do it every other day. So we went a month where we was doing it every other day, like 3 times a day. So I was juicing, I was tracking my ovulation, I was using the pre-seed before intercourse, and we were doing it every other day. And let my husband tell you, he was like, it became a job because your girl was like, it's time. It's time. Every other day we were doing it like 3 times a day. Come on, it's that time. And so we did that for about 3 weeks. And I don't know, I started feeling weird. I started feeling like I had a bubbly, I don't even know how to explain the feeling, but I started feeling really weird. So I took a pregnancy test and I waited the time, it was negative. So I threw it away. And then I went back to sleep. I came back like an hour later and I looked and it was like a faint pink line. So I took a picture of it. I sent it to my homegirl. I'm like, am I tripping? Because if you suffer from infertility and you want to be pregnant, like you want to be pregnant so bad. So I'm like, am I tripping? I sent her a picture. I'm like, do you see the lines? She was like, yeah, I do see the lines. But she was like, you got to wait. She was like, calm down. She was like, just wait. She was like, wait 3 days and then take another pregnancy test. I'm like, okay. I'm going to try to wait the 3 days, girl. I'm going to try to wait the 3 days. I couldn't wait the 3 days. I waited 2 days. So I waited 2 days and then I took another one. And bitch, it came back positive. Like the lines were no longer faint. It came back positive. I'm like, shut up. Girl, I went to the store. So if I left my hubby in there asleep. I didn't tell nobody. I ran to the store and bought like 5 more different tests. I bought the digital, I bought the regular, and I bought like different brands. I took all those tests and they were all positive. Mind you, I've never been pregnant before, and I was told 10 years earlier that I would never conceive. So, pause. Ladies who are having trouble conceiving and your doctors can't figure it out, just know that God has the final say. If it's meant to be, it is going to happen. God has the final say. Don't let the doctors can't tell you can't get pregnant because they are not God, okay? They can't tell you that this is not going to happen. He told me that I would never get pregnant at 23 years old. He broke my freaking heart and told me that I would never conceive. And 10 years later, I conceived naturally without medication, just clean eating and juicing. I'm gonna get emotional. Keep it together, girl. So, where was I? Whoo, okay. Let me check my phone. So I literally got pregnant the first month that we started actively trying to conceive. I started eating clean and juicing that first month. We went to see a specialist and then we started trying. And within 3 weeks of going to see that specialist, I was pregnant. Like, I got pregnant so quick that my due date was off. I was literally 3 weeks pregnant when I found out I was pregnant. I think they told me I was like 5 weeks, but I was literally only 3 weeks pregnant when I found out that I was pregnant. So I got pregnant super fast. I got pregnant. God is good. Can I just say that? God is good. I got pregnant. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. Okay, I had to pull it together because I have not told this story in so long, and looking at my little boy now, like, oh my God, okay. I got pregnant super fast, y'all. So after I went and took the 5 pregnancy tests, and I finally woke my hubby up and was like, look at this. All these pregnancy tests, like, here, look at this. He's like, you pregnant? I'm like, yes. And we literally jumped for joy. We were crying. It was so emotional. It was so beautiful. Literally, I feel like my pregnancy was probably the most beautiful time ever. I had a really healthy pregnancy, which I was scared of. I thought since I had PCOS, I was going to have a very rough pregnancy, and I didn't. All my labs always came back normal. I just had an amazing pregnancy. Like, I was sick the first trimester. I was sick, but as far as like high blood pressure and stuff like that, I had none of that. I had a really healthy, amazing pregnancy. And then along with that, my family and everybody was so happy because they knew the struggle and they knew how much I wanted to have a baby. So it was literally like a celebration for my whole family. My baby shower was beautiful. Beautiful. My baby is so freaking loved. My baby is so loved. And he's so smart. Like, God be knowing what he be doing, y'all. God be knowing what he be doing. But I'm so all over the place. I'm sorry, y'all. So yeah, it was a celebration. It was beautiful. I had a healthy pregnancy. I literally just changed I know that it's not a one size fits all. I know some of you ladies have probably tried changing your diet and maybe it hasn't worked for you, but let me tell you that I was told I would never have babies. And it took 10 years and I got my son, my biggest blessing. So don't get discouraged. Keep trying. I do say you do have to switch your diet up. You do have to switch your diet up. You can't keep eating unhealthy. You gotta really be. I had to really be healthy. Like I had to literally. I told you I lost like 10 to 15 pounds within a month because I was just juicing. Like I was determined. I was determined, y'all. But yeah, that's my story on how I beat. Oh, and side note, your girl just went to the doctor. So that same doctor also told me that hypothyroidism was a lifetime disease. I went to the doctor 4 months ago, and my thyroid is completely normal. I've been taking off my levothyroxine. My thyroid is completely normal. And I asked the doctor, I'm like, how is that even possible? And she goes, sometimes your body just figures it out. I'm like, no, sometimes God just has a plan. I had to go through that for some reason, and now I'm here with my son who is now 6 years old and with no thyroid problem. The problem that they said I would have for a lifetime, I no longer have it. So y'all, stay prayed up. Take care of your bodies. Please take care of your bodies. And yeah, when it's time, if it's in God's will, it's gonna happen in his timing. Just don't stress, because stress ain't good either. Hope y'all enjoyed it. And I'm gonna drop a couple pictures of your girl belly and my baby and my beautiful little family, and I hope it is inspiration for all the girlies who are suffering from infertility. Y'all are in my prayers. I hope y'all get y'all little miracle babies, and I wish you all the best. Please make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe to your girl's channel.
Good luck. Hey, let's make me believe it. Let's make me believe it. Believe you won't deceive it. Hey, let's make me believe it. Let's make me believe it. Believe you won't deceive it. First you gotta forgive.